Okay, to finish off this daisy carving, we're going to do the background in a stipple pattern. Just like in painting or drawing or anything else, stippling is just a bunch of dots. In this case, what we're going to use is a number 9 carbide round, and we're actually going to press into the surface of the wood and create that divot or the dot. And we're just going to keep it tight. The key to this portion of it is to try to keep it the same consistency. What you're going to find, if you've leveled it the same way that I've leveled mine, relieving the background using the diamond wheel, okay, that the background is not going to be the same thickness throughout. It is going to vary, kind of like the ripples on the ocean. And so you're going to find, in order to get it level or to have the same consistency, you're going to find areas like, let's say, I like to start right here. It's a low spot in the background. I'll start right here and do a light stipple, a light divot into the background, and then the high spots out here I'll just carve in a little bit deeper, and you'll notice by touch and feel, you'll be able to see it somewhat, the level change in the background. Now, you can roll with it. You don't have to be really aggressive. A nice flowing background sometimes looks very good. For stippling this background, it doesn't matter where you start. Pick a place that you want to start and go to town. The important thing to note here with doing stippling is we're not doing a really deep impression into the ground, into the carving. We're just bouncing it across the top and keeping it as random as possible. Now, random is something very difficult to do. We kind of get in a rhythm and a flow and developing a pattern. All right, the stippling of the background, we don't want there to be a noticeable pattern to the background. We want it to be as random as possible. Now, that's random in every aspect. That's random with the divots themselves, how far apart they're spaced, how deep they are. We want to make sure that we use the same carbide throughout the entire thing, unless you are doing your own unique texture to the background. There are so many variations and things you can do with stippling using multiple carbides, using some straight shafts, round carbides, pointed shafts, just like we did on the center of this, of the flower, the center of the flower. You can do all kinds of different things to the background. This background is just one of the simplest ones you can do. Just start in one area and work your way across. Like you saw, I like to start from the design itself and work out. Once I get out, I get all the way across throughout the background. Then I work it in small sections. I just pick a small little section, work it back and forth. If you notice that you're getting too much of a consistency and it doesn't look random, go in from one direction and do a small section. Turn your carving project 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and go back over that same area again, and it will help to randomize the look of the final stippling. Here I just nice little areas at a time, and I like to go very, very linearly across the carving. I'll work one section all the way out, I'll come back and I'll do another one all the way out. You see, I like to work from close to me to away from me. All right, so I'm always pushing the handpiece farther and farther away from me as I'm going. If you like to stipple and it feels more comfortable to start from farther away from you and work towards you, then that's perfectly fine. You do not have to follow the exact same thing here. The important part here is to try and get a random, uniform looking texture. If you are very, very light with your stippling in one area and you're very heavy, you depress farther in another area, When you get done with the carving, with the stippling of the background, you will be able to see a visual difference in the two types of carving. So you need to work on hand control, on being consistent, and being as random as possible. And that is the key to a good stippled background. I do have to make one comment here as to what happens on the video and what happens in real life is not exactly the same thing. You've watched this in super high speed, but the fact of the matter is this stippling process took about 20 minutes to complete, and I cleaned the burrs throughout the time. I have 2 carbides that I used, and as they got dirty, I cleaned them in order to continue the carving process.